Fortunately for Sebastian,
Welcome, guys. This is Vampire the Masquerade still. Well, stupid Sebastian couldn't open it, so
has not begun.
Yeah, it ended when I was screaming at him. What do you think's inside?
Put your ear to it. I'll shake it, and you tell me what you think's inside.
Alright, stupid question. How do we open it?
Fortunately for us, I know of someone who has distinguished himself in this field.
Who?
His name is Dr. Ingvar Johansen, a professor of archaeology from Norway.
Right. Norway?
He was the one
That's a different country to America! Oh my god!
And as far as I know, the only authority on its origin and design.
So why isn't he here?
Until yesterday, he could have been found in his suite at the Empire Hotel downtown.
Yeah.
But when I stopped by earlier this evening, all I found was spilt coffee on a morning paper. Appears he's been abducted.
Oh, yay. By who?
I detected the scent of myrrh incense, which is usually burned in monasteries. Also, I found beach sand in part of a muddy footprint. Putting two and two together, I located a monastery near a beach in Malibu.
How the hell did you get that? It could be from any beach. It could be any monastery. You figured all that out from sniffing around his room?
Actually, there were two hunters on the roof of the building opposite the hotel who were positively delighted to tell me everything they knew.
Oh, well, that's different.
Provided I stopped dangling them head first over the side.
Hunters have this guy? Why would hunters want with an archaeologist?
The hunters abducted Dr. Johansen for his own protection. Or at least that's how they've justified it. He's being held by the Society of Leopold and used, quite ingeniously, as bait for Prince LaCroix's minions.
Yay. The Society of Leopold again.
Sebastian mentioned you ran into one of the hunters from the Society of Leopold some time ago.
Yeah.
They're so secret a church organization, I don't even think they know if they exist. Essentially, they're murderers for Christ, or some such deity.
Woo! Deity! So how do we get him out?
You'll have to go to the monastery and find a way into the tunnels beneath, where the hunters are holding Johansen. I'm afraid I can't accompany you.
Aww.
It's best you go alone. Too many of us might set them off. Like fundamentalists on contrary opinion.
How do I get there?
I wouldn't recommend walking. Certainly Sebastian's already provided cab fare. I'm sure he always spares no expense when archaeology is at stake.
I have a few questions before I go.
Excellent.
What are you, Mr. Burns? Anything you can tell me about the Society of Leopold?
The Society, for the most part, knows very little about us. But they do know how to kill and torture us, and that's enough.
Whoa.
Also, some of them exhibit powers that can make them quite formidable. Best not to announce yourself.
You spoke of Gehenna before. I think this sarcophagus is part of it?
Well, if we open it up and the world ends, then yes. If we open it up and the world does not end, then no.
You know, you're very closed-minded. Even if you don't believe in this thing, you have to at least think something could happen. You know, like a ghost comes out. You know, seeing as ghosts seem to exist in this, or spirits, or whatever you want to call them. Have you learned anything else about the Thin Bloods?
How any sane kindred could think these poor unfortunates are an immediate threat to us is absurd. Most were afraid, or at the very least uneasy around me. Tragic. Their desperation could very well hold the spark of revolution, however.
Tell me about yourself.
I've said quite a lot about myself already. I know even less about you than you do me. Why don't you tell me about yourself?
Like yourself, I consider myself somewhat of a scholar.
I consider myself a seeker of reluctant information. Scholar sounds like academia. Ugh. How versed are you in the occult?
Not very.
Then you wouldn't know that Dracula, the fictional vampire of movie fame, was very real. His real name was Vlad Tepes, and he was a Jamisi.
Also known as Vlad the Impaler.
By some accounts, he still lives into these nights. Unless you've got further
Oh, cool, my
questions,
stats increased.
I'd really like to get back to looking at the sarcophagus.
I would like to ask the prince something first. So what increased? It just said stats increased. What stats? My brain stats! I'm the smartest! The smartest person in world. Haha. Oh, mama. I don't have many points in this buggy. Suicide forces the victim to suffer a fatal fit. Sure, why not? Wait, what? No! I keep double clicking. Yo, Prince! Sup?
Did you find a way to open the sarcophagus?
Jesus, calm down! Getting the sarcophagus back was quite an expensive ordeal.
I can't have my protege looking plebeian, can I?
No!
You'll find I can be very generous towards those who serve me well.
No, you're not! You only gave me 500! Did I mention I had to slink through sewers, Chinatown, fight a Sisimish?
Point made.
Thanks. I have a question. That's a bit better. 700. What do you know about the Quasian?
Traditionally, the Quasian has stayed in Asian territory.
Asian?
The kindred Europe and later North America. But recently, they invaded the West Coast, killing off a substantial number of anarchs.
Yeah.
They lack the organization of the Camarilla, and think nothing of breaking the masquerade. Though we share similar traits, there is no fraternity between us. We embrace. They rise from the grave. They do not know the pleasure of blood. They are without clan. And oh yes, they believe our kind to be inferior. They are as much of a threat as the wolves.
He means werewolves. Wolves?
Werewolves.
See? I want to be one, damn it! Not a stupid vampire with the ooze and the arm of the dark and the light. Oh no! Hee! Look at my pretty nails and my beautiful skin. I can live forever. You only live for a limited time.
Which is?
Where do you think's inside the sarcophagus?
Perhaps we'd know by now. As I mentioned before, my concern is that it pertains something supernatural.
Ghost.
Beckett has waived this theory altogether. The city is alight with dread. Perhaps it's an antediluvian.
Antediluvian.
A joke? The antediluvians are the mythical progenitors of each of the clans for whom they trace their bloodlines. And according to mythology, descendants of Cain, the legendary first vampire.
Cain? Why? I already know this. Why is it actually making me ask him?
Before you put too much stock in it, realize that the church and all of its mythos are blends of kindred and mortal meddling. Whips to regulate weak minds. This is all Beckett's field of expertise. If you want a lesson, merely ask him.
I will. Prince. Chinatown, Hollywood. What's that? You have found the sarcophagus in the You didn't manage to help one of the Giovanni candidates win the contest. Well, yeah, because I accidentally continued it. Maya wants you to find a copy of Guy magazine. Really? I have to actually find her, the stupid magazine. You've agreed to help Mitnick. Oh, yeah. Beckett wants you to find Professor Johansson, who's being held in the Society of Leopold. You'll need to find a way to get inside and locate him. Santa Monica. You need to find a business card. You found a... Oh, yeah, I still need to do that, don't I?
Did you find a way to open...
Not yet. Now, shut up.
Back when you... And another thing. You've been attracting a lot of attention to yourself.
What?
Mortal attention. But I'm going to overlook it for now. But keep breaking the masquerade, and I guarantee you'll never break it again.
I'm sorry, it was by an accident. Just because I had my powers activated when I left.
I wouldn't recommend walking.
But yeah, video's running out, so the next one will... I don't know, maybe buy stuff. We don't have anything.